We're joined now by a supporter of open primaries, California's Lieutenant Governor, Abel Maldonado. Before we get to open primaries or the against line that's being talked about in other quarters, can you educate all of us a little bit as to why it's so important that we address primary reform? Why is that a critical bottleneck to getting better political servants in this country?
Dylan, primary reform, election reform is the most important thing facing California and obviously throughout our country. You heard, I just read the script and saw what the congressman did. I mean, it's just bickering, political infighting. I mean, here in Sacramento, we passed bills that say no cussing for a week. Get to pass. The California state budget, dead.
No, I get it.
Forward.
We all know we know the
day.
problem, but this is a Solutions Express. Why is primary reform the solution to helping somebody like Anthony Weiner not have to find himself in an idiotic situation like the one he did last night, or anything that I could list or you could list till we're blue in the face? Why is primary reform the solution?
Because it will allow people who are open-minded, reasonable, and pragmatic get elected. Under the system that we have today, we have hyper-partisan on one side, hyper-partisan on the other, and we can never come together to do the people's business in California or across America. Look what's happening in Congress today. So an opening up the primary system is so important, number one. Number two, it allows declined estates and independents to have a voice. Under the system that we have today, can you believe that an independent or declined estate has to ask for permission to vote in a primary? That's just wrong.
Does it surprise you that a country that claims to pride itself on equal opportunity and a competitive culture, our national sporting culture, our entire rhetoric politically and culturally is based on sort of this opportunity and competition, and yet the process of creating politicians or challenging corrupt incumbent politicians is basically a political monopoly? Does that strike you as somewhat ironic, and do you think that's why we have such crappy politicians?
It is. It is very ironic. And California said enough. California just passed the open primary at almost 53%. So they've said enough to do away with that partisan bickering and fighting that helps no one, Dylan. So, yes, the people are fed up. And I believe that open-minded and reasonable politicians will help our country instead of this divide that's just bringing us down.